Hi. On today's 30-minute mechanic, we're going to continue with our install of our AJE front clip. Show you what I've been up to. Kind of took a day off yesterday and kind of got some things organized and came up with some ideas. So I'll show you about that in just a minute. So buckle up. Let's go. All right, here's the this is the beauty of the 30-minute mechanic. The other day, you saw the video where I cut the frame off, got everything, and then I started kind of trying to fit the plates on there. And then I got thinking, it'd be really easy to get the plate in there just a little crooked and then not fit anything. And then I realized I was trying to build to a perfect world versus building to my current conditions. So I hit the pause button on that, and I decided, well, let me tell you something. The frame, I don't know, this is a kind of a fisheye lens, but the frame is actually wider. Frame rails are cocked a little bit like this on both sides. So, and out like that. So it's a little bit wider at the top than it is the bottom. That's just the way it is. I don't know why, but it's not. I mean, if you measure across the bottom from corner to corner, and then from corner to corner, well, the top distance is longer than the bottom. So trying to square something up using the frame rails is not going to be a good idea. So I came up with an idea. And that's right over here. We're walking. Okay, I decided I need to build to my current conditions versus building to the ideal. And that meant I should take the plates and I should bolt them to the front clip here. And then connect them with a piece of steel tubing. So I got a piece of steel tubing that's tack welded to each one of my plates on each side, because with anything, it's not going to be built completely perfect. You're going to have some things that wiggle a little bit, things move around when you weld them. So it's not a perfect world. So instead of trying to build to a perfect world and put that in the truck, we need to build to our current conditions. And so I've established my current condition here with this plate, and I bolted it all on, and I tack welded it on both sides. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull that whole assembly off of here, and we're going to go over there and see how it fits on the truck. And I got another little idea to get it even from side to side. So here we go. All right, so first things, now we went to our local hardware store next door and got us 8 half-inch bolts. And so I feel like that's going to be pretty good. So we're going to take all those dudes off real quick. I'll probably time-lapse this because it's super loud. All right, there's our plates and how they're tack welded in 3 places on each side. Pretty sturdy. I don't think we're gonna have any problem with that moving around. So we're gonna let me back up. I started to just drill holes and use holes, but then I decided, that I could introduce air into it by using holes. So I decided to just bolt it up tight and then tack weld it while it's bolted to the front clip. All right. Now we've got our plates here. Move my mat around a little bit. Got our plates here. They will go on this direction. But I do need something to kind of support it at the bottom. Like right here. So we're going to put a couple of pieces of steel with C-clamp. I don't think the magnet would hold it. The magnets are super strong, but I don't think the magnet would support this. At least I wouldn't trust it to. Now we'll just clamp that dude right there and probably go to the other side to do that one. Spin that up before I get it up there. Okay. Now these things are kind of gonna be in the way, but we'll gonna monkey them around here for the time being. Now what this is gonna do is it'll end up sitting right up here. I don't exactly know exactly where. It's gonna be close to, see, I would have made that, I would have welded that thing on the wrong spot. It's gonna be pretty close to right there. We just clear the cab, that's good. But again, since we got the front end over there, if one side is a little bit too far out, that's going to point the whole front end a different direction. And you know, if this side's too far, it's going to go that way. If that side's too far, it's going to go this way. And likewise, if we're angled the wrong way up and down, then the front end's going to stick up or it's going to be angled down. So this part is going to be, we're really going to have to take our time and be careful getting this part of the project done right. And I've decided, you know, I said in the other video, it's really hard to do this because there's not many points that are common from one side to the other. Well, this cross member does have rivet holes that are common from one side to the other. At least they're going to be common enough that I'm going to call them the same from left to right. And we've got one rivet hole back here and one rivet hole over there that's around 3.5 inches from our face of the face of our back of our plate. So we've cut some angle iron over here. I'll show you in a minute. And we're real careful. And well, we drilled the hole and then we cut them to 3.5, or I don't remember what I cut them to, 3.5 inches, something like that. So that we may have to make them shorter. Right? Now I think about it, these holes are 7/16. So I got some 7/16 bolts, and I'll kind of show you what we're going to do over there. We're going to use our angle finder to find some angles and try to make everything as square as we possibly can. So here we go. All right, I got a nut there. I need kind of a spacer or something. Look, a big nut. Okay, I took these, took some pieces of angle iron and I drilled some holes in them, and I got some bolts. What I'm going to do, I'm going to run a bolt. Yeah, that might work. That's not going to work because of that. Ooey. Well, maybe it will. Okay, we're back. Me some, I think these are 1-inch spacers. I don't really know. Regardless. Okay. Now what we intend to do here is we'll set the plates up here. It's not enough to hold it right there. Let's do it like that. Okay. Now what we're going to do is set our plates up here. What's going on now? I'm not thrilled with that setup yet. Not thrilled with it. Because we're not even 3.5. Not even 2. Well, we sort of kind of are. Okay, taking my angle finder, calibrating it on the frame right there, and then I want this to be parallel with it. Wow, that's way farther than I would have guessed. Well, I keep going too far. Get my readers out so I can see the numbers actually. All right, that's actually working better than as good as I thought it might. Let me grab a wrench so I can kind of tighten that thing up so it won't move. And then, what size? I don't even remember what size those are. Just, I think they're 11/16. Is that nut? Look out! Yep. Okay. What's going on? Oh. Okay, bring that back to 0. That's not 0. Not even close. Okay. That one's at 0. Now what I'm going to do is once I get these set and my plate butted up against here, I'll tack weld those to this. And then so we'll have a solid point right here where you can stick a bolt through, stick a spacer through, and boop, and locate that dude, and it'll hold it hold it where we want it when we weld. If our faces are close enough, we may have to do some flappy wheel stuff on that to get them a little better. But that's what we're checking right now. Let's move to the other side. Yep, we got to move this. Let's go ahead and get it out there a little way. Come on. Yep, there we go. Build to your conditions versus building to the ideal. And I got an arrow, tells me which way it goes. Slip that one on there too. Probably wondering why'd you put the spacers in there, James? Well, the cross member has a piece that flips out. I could take a cut-off wheel and just cut that off, but I decided, well, I'll just use the spacer. It'll be fine. Is this portion of it is only controlling the front to rear distance. Now this one, yep, we got to go down. Went up too far. Now I'm sure there's probably fabricator people out there that are going, man, you're doing this the wrong way. Well, tell you what, I'm doing it the only way I can know how to do it because they don't have anybody here telling me how to do it. So when we get ready to tack that dude on there, it'll be butted up. Let's take a look at our crack here. Oh, that's actually really good there. Okay. It'll be butted up to each side. And we ought to be pretty close to our frame rail down here. As far as left, right. Oh yeah. Well, that's going to be pretty good, I think. Pretty good. I need a tape measure. Well, I need my readers. So I can actually see. I guess I don't need a tape measure since I'm building to my conditions. That means it needs to go. I'm splitting frog hairs here. That's terrible. Move that one to where it lines up. Let's see what this one. Right there. Splitting frog hairs. Left. Back right, just a frog hair. I got a Sharpie here. We're going to Sharpie this right at the edge so we can find our spot again. If I have to sit this down, which I'm fixing to, because... Okay. Now what I need to do is stick that on there, see what kind of... Crud, turned off. Stick it back down. Oh gosh. Okay, swing you back around. Calibrate. And we'll put you up here. That's 89. I mean, that's going to be as darn close as we can get. Close as we can get in my garage. That looks pretty cool. I'd love to just put a tack weld right there and one right there. Let's see if we can do that real fast. I'm going to drag the welder over here. That's going to fall off and smash me in the face. Somebody pointed out the other day that you can get cheater lenses for your welding helmet. And man, that sounds like a great idea. I've looked into them just a little bit. Problem is, I don't know what power to get. Oops, we need to go this way. Whoa, too much. Back. Okay, where's my torch? Put our lid down. Do a little zap right here. Over here, do a little zap right here. Wish I couldn't see nothing on that one. Yeah, that's much better. There, that's better. Okay. Now they're it's kind of in there. It's probably not a great idea to have my gasoline tank return line right there. It actually pulled towards us just a skosh to be. Oh yeah, 89.1 and 89.6. So I mean, we're pretty darn close. That one come out too. To go up. Yep. Okay. That makes me happy. I mean, we just randomly picked a spot on the frame over there as our horizontal. So I figure we're doing pretty good if we're, within just a little bit. Okay. That makes me happy. Gap on the backside is okay. See a little light through there, but it's all right. Ouch. Now, the other thing I did when I put the crossbar on these plates, I butted my crossbar. Trying to find something to, here we go. I butted my crossbar up to the bottom of the plate that is on the cross member. So I'd know it was exactly where it is and bolted in. And if I want to, after I weld it in there, I can set it up on top of these and then cut the welds up. Nah, whatever. I don't know. Anyways, it just gave me a way to square up the tubing. I just butted it up against the plates and then welded them in. Now, man, that's good. That's very good. Very pleased with, man, the differences in the footwells on the body really really screws with your head a little bit, because you look at it and you go, well, that's not even close to being even. But the footwell on the driver's side is way deeper than the one on the passenger side. So got to trust your stuff and know that it's going together correctly. Okay, we'll kind of jump down here. You can see that I put the angle iron right here. What I did was took the angle. Let me get my camera back here. I zeroed it on a flat spot on the frame, and then I brought this piece to where it was zero, and I'd cut this. This is as close to, well, my cut is as close to a 90 as I possibly could get it, and it's 3.5 inches. 3.5. Where's my tape measure? Hold on. Okay, yeah. My hole is 3.5 inches from this face here. So straight up 3.5. Squared this where it's parallel with the frame down there, so I could get these plates. Make sure these plates are close to 90, and it gave me some place to kind of tack it right here. They're pretty close to a 90. They're just a little over. They could come back this way just a hair and be closer to 90 degrees. But for this moment in time, that's pretty darn good. I might wiggle something in behind them when I first tack them to kind of bring them out just a skosh. But both sides are in and looking good. I'm happy with where this is going. And I'm happy with my methodology so far. I feel good about it. If I just started tacking these suckers onto the frame, man, they would have been all over the place. It would have taken 500 measurements, and it would have been probably wrong anyways in the end. So, anyways, we're doing good. It's going to do it for 30-minute mechanic today. We got our plates mocked up on the frame over here. I'm really happy with how they're coming together. I just had to remind myself, build to your conditions, not to the ideal, because if you build to the ideal, a lot of times when you start to stick it in, it ain't going to fit because your conditions may not be ideal. We run across that in my line of work all the time. So anyways, the plates are in there. They went together exactly how I had hoped. Again, that's the beauty of 30-minute mechanic. We work on stuff, and then we stop, and when we come to something we're not quite sure about, we'll go home, we'll mull it over, we'll think about it that evening, we'll think about it when there's a shower the next morning, we'll think about it during work the next day, just on and off, and then we'll come out the shop and execute a plan, and a lot of times it really works out exactly how you plan, just like this. I'm super happy with it. I'm going to sleep on it before I weld them suckers in there, but right now, I'm super happy with it. So, like always, like, subscribe, ring the bell, tell your friends. We'll see you next time. Bye.